Good morning and thanks for being up with us on this Monday, 6:23 right now as we kick off Black History Month today. And classrooms all across the country will dedicate time to learning more about the Black men and women who have shaped the country. But how can parents continue to deepen the education at home? Hannah Davis talked to an African-American studies teacher about how to make this February as meaningful as possible. Here's Hannah.
I'm joined here with Bri Thomas. She is a teacher of African American Studies at Bryan Adams High School, and she is going to help us really get the most out of Black History Month for your children. So let me ask you, what's the number one thing that you would tell parents that they can do at home?
Make Black history central, right? A lot of the times we tend to hear American history and then hear, oh, and this is what Black people were doing, not understanding that the experiences of African Americans and Black people in this country are American history in and of itself.
And Bri, so often to that point, I think when we talk about Black history, we talk about slavery and the civil rights movement, but there is so much more. How do you really open up that education in conversation?
One of the easiest ways is practical education, right? If you're ironing, let's talk about who invented the ironing board, right? If we're at a stoplight and we are ticked off that we're in traffic, let's talk about Garrett Morgan and how his improvements to the stoplight really have given us the life that we've been able to live. Introducing small bits of information for your kids in practical ways makes things more real to them.
And unfortunately, part of the African American history and story in our country, there are lots of moments of pain. So what is your advice for parents in discussing that? Because there's issues that are really tough to talk about.
Number one, be honest. I know people get really nervous about not saying the right thing and not being an expert. And to that I say, lean on African American authors, lean on writers, and just be open and honest with your kids, because ignoring it is not going to help stop the problem.
And finally, it's fantastic to have a time where we can really focus on this, but how do parents really continue these conversations in this education, not just in February, but all year?
Introduce history in practical ways. Your children will start to care more, right? They'll start to question, who invented this? Who did this? Why did they do the things that they do? And you will be able to expand your conversations, not just to February. And you'll also feel a lot less pressure to try to pack in all of the information of an incredible group of people into just 1 month.
Bri, thank you so much for your expertise on this, and hopefully we can have a very successful Black History Month that then can go into the entire year and going forward. And thank you for what you do for your students.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.